Viktor Gyokeres had a phenomenal game against Atletico Bilbao, one in which he scored his first goal for the Arsenal. In today's video, we will be deep diving in how Viktor Gyokeres completely destroyed Atletico Bilbao. So let's get on to the video, and I loved the movement from Viktor Gyokeres. I think we all remember this chance which Bukayo Saka created for him, which was quite unlucky. I unfortunately scuffed the shot, but I want you to watch how he sort of moves the defender in a way where he's going to run into that right-hand side space. And that's really intelligent because ultimately, Viktor Gyokeres is not dumb. He sees Bukayo Saka is going to be the guy to run onto that, but he wants the defender to think, okay, maybe Viktor Gyokeres is going to run into Saka's space. So the defender's body weight is already towards where Saka is. So it's going to make it really hard for the defender to turn when Viktor Gyokeres actually makes the move in the box. And as we can see as this clip goes on, watch Viktor Gyokeres. He's still not really made his decision. The defender's still looking at Saka because he thinks Gyokeres will not make a box movement, but they run on the right towards the right goalpost. So here we go as we play it. The defender's still looking. He's attracted towards Saka because he thinks, okay, Gyokeres isn't going to make a clever movement here. He's just going to make a sort of run across me and go near post. And this is where Gyokeres does a good job. You know, the defender is completely stuck. As soon as Saka plays that ball, because he was so fixated on the front post area where Gyokeres hasn't gone to attack, he's unable to shift his body. And when the ball comes into Gyokeres, it's too late. And on another day, Viktor Gyokeres smashes that into the top corner or on the bottom left. But it's the small things like that which are very intelligent. Gyokeres starts here and it seems as though that he's going to make a run into the space Saka is going into. The defender's already fixated on Saka and that space which he thinks Gyokeres will run into. I know it's a bit of a tongue twister. But at the last moment, Viktor Gyokeres fakes going near post and actually goes onto the center circle. And that is really nice box movement. I've always said Gyokeres' box movement needs improvement, but I loved what I saw here. I genuinely did. A massive shout out before I continue on with this Viktor Gyokeres deep dive to, again, Dragon Jersey, who are kindly sponsoring this video. I've seen many of you guys already getting the kits, which is nice to see. You can use code Fanatics for 10% off Arsenal kits from the past, present, and, you know, maybe ones in the future if we are lucky. But anyway, let's get on with the video. And it wasn't just there. There was this opportunity here in which he created, I think, for Calafiori. And you can already see Viktor Gyokeres and his left-hand side bias and how that's going to help Martinelli. Because Gyokeres is a relentless runner. He's always going to make runs into the box. And this is no different. Look at him here, peeling off to the left. It makes Martinelli's job a lot easier. He knows, okay, it's pretty obvious I've got to play Gyokeres here. It simplifies his game. And when the game is simplified for Martinelli, he plays better. That's why I think those two could be really good. But you can see Gyokeres. He's there, he's in control of the ball. One thing about Gyokeres is you're going to get the best version of him when he's stable on the ball and his body weight is all correct and he's as near as the goal as possible, because ultimately he needs to have as least touches as he can so he can get that final pass and final shot off. So here we have it. Viktor Gyokeres collects this ball. He's in control, he's stable, and this was beautiful. That little fake there, that's what Viktor Gyokeres can do in the box. And this all starts from just a simple movement here. Simple movement into the left-hand side channel from a Martinelli pass. He is able to eliminate a couple of defenders from the game. And look where the space is. He can either pull it back to Ødegaard with a little dink into a volley, which is quite difficult, or he can be basic and simple and effective and play Calafiori, which he does. And it was unlucky. But small things like that is what we want to be seeing as Arsenal fans. Let me let this play along. This is what we want to be seeing. Viktor Gyokeres here collecting the ball. And it's lovely. Setting it back. There we go. This is all about his box movement, this segment. So it's really good to see. And then we, of course, have the goal. And I want you to see where Viktor Gyokeres is. I'm not even going to point it out. You guys should know where he is to show you how good he was in terms of running across his man and getting contact on this ball. Zubemeni's deliveries into a space. You ask your striker, attack the space, be hungry. And that mentality of wanting to score goals is there. And it's funny, Viktor Gyokeres apparently doesn't score headers. And here he is across his man and heading it in. I was one of the people that was like, Gyokeres' heading isn't that great. But heading isn't something you can't fix. It's all about technique and using your neck muscles. And in this situation, Gyokeres' lovely little 3 steps movement onto the header. The speed is on the ball already. You just need the direction, use your neck muscles. And that's what Viktor Gyokeres did. And it was a really smart finish. And of course, we've got to go into this one with Noni Madueke. I think this is probably my favourite because here you can see him. He's looking at the ball. Some strikers would be so attracted to it and be static and think, okay, let me just stay there. But such is the hunger. Look at the speed in which he gets into the box and finds that space. It's so, so good. Genuinely is. Noni Madueke has one option here. It's pretty obvious one. Noni was really good in the game as well when he came on. But Viktor Gyokeres created that moment by not being attracted to the ball. He goes into the space. And again, like I said, heading is all about using your neck muscles and directing the ball. The pace is already there. And Viktor Gyokeres, it's really intelligent stuff. I was genuinely impressed with this segment of Gyokeres' box movement. Another thing which was really impressive with Viktor Gyokeres is his link play without contact behind him, because I think Gyokeres definitely needs to improve when there's contact on him. He's a big lad, he has the frame to defend himself, but in terms of quick layoffs, in terms of instinctive play, he was very impressive. And here is a good example. I think we all remember the goal. I'm just going to let this run for a bit. That is beautiful. That is really beautiful, because there is the contact in his back. It's not that much, but it's the awareness to know who he wants to pass to. And in this case, it was Martin Ødegaard, and it allows for a first-time ball over the top. It's the simple things like this from a centre-forward who wants to play quick, he wants to play on the front foot, and that's what Viktor Gyokeres did to destroy Atletico Bilbao today. All the box movement was really good, but I think the quick link play to get Arsenal on the front foot was probably the best of the bunch. And of course, we know the rest is history. Haven't got the full goal, but here it is again. Just watch Viktor Gyokeres. He knows who he wants to play to. The pass weight, the momentum it had to the pass in terms of Ødegaard being able to do it first time is genuinely very impressive. And it doesn't even stop there. Martin Zubimendi's quick. Here's another example into the feet of Gyokeres, and this is really lovely. It's all about the rotations. Him, Gabriel Martinelli and Calafiori were really good in rotating across that left-hand side. As you can see, Gyokeres went here, Hugo central, Ricardo Calafiori. You can see him waltzing into the central areas. It was really nice to see, and of course Martinelli picking it up. But just look where it all starts from. A quick ball in from Zubimendi, and it's just all about intelligence between Calafiori and Viktor Gyokeres here. He goes around the defender. The defender probably thinks, okay, this guy's going to waltz back into the centre-forward position, but he recognises where the space is now. And there he is. Arsenal are on the front foot. And it's that which is just so effective against these defensively sort of put and structured sides, which can help Arsenal go a really long way. Here is another bit of really good intuitive piece of play from Viktor Gyokeres. A ball quickly again from Zubimendi. He's going to be key for Viktor Gyokeres. And it's just really quick. It's all one touch. It's all one touch. It's all very quick. And that's what you want to be seeing. I'll play the clip in full. Viktor Gyokeres bouncing the ball. Really good. Look, it's all very quick. And it allows no time for the Atletico Bilbao defence to get set because it's all too quick. Wenger ball. We know how quick we were around the box in Wenger times. This is what Viktor Gyokeres is sort of introducing as a centre forward. And you may say it's probably because he doesn't like contact. He wants to get rid of it quickly. But that getting rid of it quickly allows us to play faster. So it's not really a negative if we're thinking about in and around the box. This moment as well, I think, was really, really nice. The ability to rotate with the football and use his body in a way where he doesn't have to deal with the contact. Look at this. It looks like he's going backwards, but he actually does progress that ball, circulating the ball, moving the ball forward. And it all comes from a bit of just intelligence from Gyokeres to see where the space is. That left-hand side, he loves and knows the right movements to quicken the play on the left-hand side. And that's what destroyed Atletico Bilbao. Here is another example of Viktor Gyokeres more in contact situations. One of two examples of that. Really strong here. When Viktor Gyokeres is shoulder to shoulder, I'll tell you what, for free, not many players will beat him. Maybe pushing him behind, he'll struggle. But shoulder to shoulder, once he's there, no one's shrugging him off that football. And that's so impressive in terms of you're looking at a centre forward. Well, you're struggling in the contact in your back, but can you deal with shoulders? And Viktor Gyokeres certainly did. And of course, my final example, as I need to now zoom in, here from this goal kick from David Raya, up it goes. And it's just a battling ram of Viktor Gyokeres. He's a physical lad in terms of he wants to use his body and he's willing to fight. He's like a fighter centre forward in terms of he will try his best with scraps to make something of them. He genuinely will. here it is. Scraps and a lovely little flick on for Bukayo Saka. But yeah, Viktor Gyokeres really impressed me in terms of his quick play, his box movement, and it's going to be pivotal for Arsenal next season.